Okay, so let's say you have drawn your structures. Now what do you do? So this video is going to show you how to incorporate your structures into a Word document and how to save the files either as a ChemDraw file or actually as a picture, and talk about why some cases why you might want to do that. Um, but first we'll start with the most likely thing that you're going to be doing here, which is actually to just directly copy these into a Microsoft Word or PowerPoint document. So here we have our structures of water and ethanol. And so I can, using the lasso tool, I can select those. All right, so if they weren't selected, I would go and select them. Or I can also alternately hit Control A, since these are the only figures and I want them all copied over. Control A to select all. And then I'm going to copy either using the menu or Control C, or if you're using a Mac, Command C. Okay, so here we go. We've got it. Control C, and now I go to my Word document. And this is going to be something, figure 1, let's say. This is structures, maybe I should say chemical structures of ethanol and water. Okay, and so there we go. And all I have to do is paste, select where I want to put it, and press Control V, and voila, it is copied in there. Since these are figures, I might want to have these centered on the page. And so there it is. So now this is an object that I could, if I go to picture, I can change its properties. I could either change its layout. If I wanted to actually wrap the text around it, I could have it be square. Or if I wanted to actually be free to move it around the document, I might select in front of text. I can also, if I want to increase the magnification by a uniform amount, maybe to make all the figures the same size, I could scale this by 90% or scale it to 110. All right, so we're going to hit, I guess we didn't do anything, so cancel there. And so those are some options. Yeah, well, actually, let's say we wanted to make this a little larger because it looks a little small. Just enter 110 here. And now it made it a little bit bigger. Okay, so there, that's great. But one of the coolest things is that this is still an embedded ChemDraw object. So if you are on a computer, you're looking at this Word document on a computer that has ChemDraw, you can actually double click and it will take you back to Microsoft Word, or take you back to ChemDraw. And let's say I had decided that I didn't like that this was an OH bond drawn out, but this one wasn't. I could draw a line here and then hover over this label, press H, the H key on the keyboard, to draw out that OH bond. Okay, and then, oh, let's see, now I'm annoyed that the ethanol isn't lined up, so I can select ethanol and then use the arrow key to the right to move it over a few. Oh, okay, so there we are. And all I have to do, and notice that this has opened a new sheet that is linked to the document. So all I have to do is close out of this, and notice this flashing right here. It means I have changed, made a change in the document, and so there it is. Those changes I made are reflected here. So that is super cool, and probably the way you'll be editing structures in here. Now, there are some cases where you might want to have a more permanent structure or save your work in ChemDraw. In that case, you might want to save your file. So we can go right here and press save. And so here it's saving as a type ChemDraw. And So we're going to save this as figure 1. And so now it saved it as a ChemDraw, so I could actually send someone this ChemDraw file, and they could open it and use it if they had a version of ChemDraw. Or you might want to make a picture. So you can actually save as a lot of different file types and a lot of picture file types. So you can actually do a PNG, for example. You can do a TIFF. And so let's say I wanted to do this as a TIFF image type. I can select TIFF and go to options. 300 is pretty good resolution, but notice you can actually do all kinds of different resolutions. If you're maybe publishing, you might want to use a high resolution image, but we'll leave it at 300. And so now it'll save it in this location as a TIFF. So another way you could then incorporate your structures into your document would be by inserting them as a picture file. So if we go to Insert in Word and look for a picture, here we go, figure 1, and there it is, right? So now we've got those 2 different ways to do that. Either one's fine, but I think that this tool, this ability to go into ChemDraw and make edits is very, very useful. You could even send this document to someone else with the ChemDraws active, and if they had a version of ChemDraw, they could also open them. So it's really nice. So that pretty much sums up our tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it.